Our big story tonight at 10, a look at virtual kidnapping. Good evening, I'm Joe Dana in for Mark Curtis.
It's one of the most frightening scams out there right now. It starts with a phone call and a terrifying story about your loved one being abducted, then a ransom demand.
And the FBI right here in Phoenix says it's on the rise.
Team 12's Monique Griego is in the newsroom with a warning for all of us tonight.
The FBI says it's hard to get a solid number on just how many people have been victimized because it's a crime a lot of people don't report. They're now trying to raise awareness and help people to come forward.
It starts with a phone call.
I pick up and I hear a young girl's voice screaming.
Seconds later, someone on the line is telling you they've kidnapped your loved one. For Miles Vance, it was his 20-year-old daughter. He thought he heard screaming on the phone.
As I tried to talk to her, a man's voice came on and said that he had kidnapped my daughter, wanted money, or that he'd kill her.
Vance says he was on his way to clean out his bank accounts when his wife let him know she'd talked to their daughter and local authorities. It was a scam. Their daughter, the victim of what's known as virtual kidnapping.
Both locally and nationally, we are seeing an uptick in the threats.
Glenn Milnor is a special agent and spokesperson for the FBI in Phoenix.
Subjects, often out of our country, that are calling up the victims and are threatening to harm the victims' families or harm the victim itself. But rarely is there ever an abduction or any kind of violent act.
While the FBI's known about the scheme for years, Milnor says scammers are now targeting a wider range of victims, with fraud cases here in Arizona and across the country. Investigators say suspects cold call hundreds of numbers until they find an innocent person susceptible to the scam.
Most of the perpetrators are never in state. They don't know you. They don't know where you live. They don't know your family members. It's all a fraud.
Milnor says those targeted by virtual kidnapping should never wire transfer money and should immediately try and get a hold of the family member allegedly kidnapped.
The more we are aware, the more we are able to fight against it and make sure that people are not victims. I don't want people to go through what I went through.
Milnor advises people to look for red flags like if the phone number is out of the country and to ask questions only their loved one would know. If the person can't answer it, it's likely a scam. Monique Griego, 12 News.